What's up, Total Metal Promotions? I'm sorry I'm using my laptop web camera right now because my camera won't register into my computer. So, anyways, here we go. I'm going to be doing an album review here on In the Act of Violence's EP, Supreme Hate. I do believe this is the first album they've released under their label of Hotfoot Records. They just signed to them, I think, earlier this year, so good on you guys. We're glad to see that you finally got onto a label, and hopefully they help you in the near future. Okay, let's get into it. When I first got the album about 2 weeks ago, I put it in my car, and I've been listening to it almost every day on my way to work and stuff. It's a very catchy album. If I had to rate it on a solid 1 to 5 scale, 1 being, shitty, 5 being absolute greatest, I'd definitely rate it about a 4.5. Instrumentally, everything meshes really well together. Vocally and lyrically, everything seems pretty strong there. There's a few times I actually had to listen to the lyrics and go, I've never heard something like that in a song before. But then I kind of remembered back to it. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? It sounds like an Attila or an Amur kind of feel. I used to like Amur growing up and in high school and stuff like that. So really, it was kind of right up my alley, and because I'm a huge deathcore fan anyways, and metalcore. So the album itself, lyrically, there's a lot of highs, there's a lot of lows. There's even some pig squeals in there. So I mean, it's got all the elements of a good deathcore band. It's got the breakdowns, it's got catchy guitar riffs, it's got heavy chugging. Like, to me, it was a solid album. Overall, about a 4.5 out of 5. From the underground and just being signed to a label, I do feel that this is a very strong album, and if this is a good picture of things to come, I am very, very pleased to see what's coming from you guys. If you haven't heard of In the Act of Violence, they're from Ontario, which is in Canada, for those of you who don't know. Basically, they've been around for quite some time. They just went through a lineup change. They ended up losing their guitarist Steven because he wanted to pursue rather some personal careers and life choices of that matter. So they got a new guitarist, and he seems to be meshing really well with the band. So I'm kind of interested to see how this comes and where this goes. Other than that, really, the band itself, it doesn't really seem like they missed too much of a beat from all their other albums and stuff on Bandcamp, which if you haven't heard of them before, check out their Bandcamp page. I'm pretty sure they got about 3 other EPs up right there, and they're just as good as the album itself, so I definitely recommend checking them out. They're also on our sampler we just released, Rise from the Grave, the spring sampler. So if you want to check out a quick song by them, it's off their Godbreaker EP. It's called Moral Panic. That's the second most recent one to Supreme Hate. So give it a listen. But like I say in all my album reviews, don't take my personal opinion about it to heart. Like, just because someone says they're great doesn't mean they're great, and just because someone says they're shitty doesn't mean they're shitty. You should go out there, listen to all these bands, check them out, and form your own opinion on them. But I do recommend this one if you are a deathcore fan, or even one of the heavier metalcore. Not saying that they are metalcore, but if you do like the heavier aspect of metalcore and the whole deathcore element, this is definitely a band you want to check out. It's something I'd recommend to pop you in the car when you're just driving to work, having a couple drinks with the buddies, or even just doing some housework, or just, hey, you want to chill and listen to some music. Like I say, hit up their page, check out their Big Cartel. It's where you can order their Supreme Hate EP. Bandcamp, they've got all their other EPs on there. I think they might be a free download, I'm not too sure. Either way, $5, you're not losing much cash there. You're supporting the scene, you're helping a band grow. I mean, $5 is $5. It's not like you're asking to pay $20 for an album you've never heard. Plus, on Bandcamp, you can preview things, so that's even better. So, with that being said, Supreme Hate, I give it a definite thumbs up. In the Act of Violence, keep doing what you're doing. Can't wait to hear more. This has been Kyle from Team.